Welcome to our second van build.
Before we dive right into our second van, let's take a trip down memory lane to Lolo, a 2003 Dodge Sprinter that we took so many beautiful places. We turned her into an amazing home that we wanted to keep forever, but the truth of the matter was, Lolo was a little bit of a piece of shit. We thought we were only going to live in this van for a year, so we bought it cheap and fixed it up, and that taught us so many important lessons. We took all of the things that we loved and hated about our first van build and made the ultimate van living space. Olive has everything that you could possibly need in a home in a 2019 Ram ProMaster 3500 Extended.
We have all these clever hacks and tips on how you get the best storage and the best space possible for your van.
You're not going to want to miss this van tour so that you can build your perfect van too. We have our kitchen over here. It consists of a 2-burner propane stove that's fired from underneath. We have a pretty good sized sink also. The faucet comes out. Sometimes I get stuck down below.
There's too much stuff underneath right now.
Oh, I just added this bag of rice, that's why. The faucet is actually extendable, which is how we fill our Berkey. The Berkey is actually where we get all of our drinking water from. We do filter the water before it goes into our main tank, but we use this water mainly for washing dishes, whereas the water from the Berkey we use for drinking, for tea, for cooking. We have our little soap pump over here. This is actually super handy. Whoa, wait a minute. Did I just say handy? Yep, that's right. I say it a lot, so every time I do, take a sip of your favorite drink so that you don't have to keep a soap bottle on top or like go grab it every time you need some soap. I have my 2 little cactus plants. These are the only things that I've been able to keep alive for any sustained period of time, so I'm very proud about that. They're not stuck down with anything. They kind of just seem to live behind there, and they don't really move when we drive, which is super handy. A more recent addition is our knife block here. So we have our cooking scissors and things like that. None of this stuff moves when we drive either. Up here, we have our pantry goods, random snacks, teeth brushing stuff, mugs, plates, bowls, everything that we need to cook a delicious meal. Underneath the kitchen is actually pretty jam-packed. On this side, we have kind of our safety gear, so fire extinguisher, we have soaps, all of our filters, the water pump, a very small garbage can. We have a tall storage bin with like a bunch of nooks and cranny things. This is actually a really handy storage solution for underneath the sink. It's a tall shelving unit that allows you to put little things. We have essential oils, all of our medicine cabinet basically is in these drawers. And then on this side, we have a couple of sticky hooks behind the door, which are handy. We store our cutting board right up front here because it's a handy spot. Here is where we keep our propane. So you just open this latch up and we have a completely sealed box for our propane. You'll notice the propane is on the splitter. One of them is going to the stove, the other one is going to the hot water heater.
On the driver's side of the van, we have a nice countertop for cutting, also drying dishes and whatnot. Underneath here, we have a pantry. This pantry is amazing. We have so many different things inside here. Different types of seasonings, syrups, hot sauce, whatever you need. This countertop is what you call a dirty pour. Alex and I did a whole entire 8-hour live where we poured this dirty pour on just a piece of plywood, but it makes it look like a beautiful marble countertop. Inside these drawers, we just have a miscellaneous drawer, as well as all of our silverware and cooking utensils that we need. Both drawers close with a soft close, and they also have magnets to keep them shut. Up top here in the cabinets, the right side, we have an electronic cupboard.
These cabinets are actually the only thing in the entire build that we didn't make ourselves. Andy from Overland Interiors designed and built these custom for us, and they are such a perfect fit.
On this side over here, this is basically Alex's cupboard with all her makeup and supplies that she uses to clean up real nice. I just realized I don't have anything in this van. Down low here, we have an ice cold 12-volt refrigerator. You can throw this bad boy on eco mode. It saves a ton of energy. It also keeps our stuff nice and fresh. This refrigerator is on 200-pound sliders, which allows it to where it doesn't fall off, and we also don't have to worry about it just coming apart. At the bottom here, we have these little locks that we can lock it in. Paco's trying to help me out with the tour, and then we lock this side in. I think somebody's hungry. You want food? Is your little tail wagging because you want food? So Paco is a huge addition to our family. We got him last year when we were traveling in our first rig, which is Lolo. We actually have a van for that one, even though we sold her. On the wall here, we have various types of artwork from friends, from family, as well as we have this basket here with a book that Alex wrote. So we have these 2 fruit baskets hanging here. They're way better than that hammock thing that swings around and smashes everywhere. You have bruised bananas and messed up fruit. You want to have something like this, nice and sturdy. Nothing's gonna move. The real truth about it though, it becomes a catch-all. We want to put in more electronics in there, little things to charge our phones and stuff like that. They get caught up in there a lot. On the wall here, we have a USB so we could charge our phones, or we have a 120 volt regular house plug so we can charge whatever we need.
This couch has very many different features. Obviously, it's a couch.
To lounge.
Step 1. Next up, we're gonna have to take all the pillows off. So if we're just using it for the toilet, usually I would just lift this part up and then kind of like
Scooch
sit like this. It's super comfortable, but for a number 1, it's like no big deal. But I'll show you guys what it looks like. This bench seat is comprised of 3 different bins. The first bin is actually full of dirt for our composting toilet. A shovel in here, whenever we need it, we'll just scoop up some dirt into the toilet. The next compartment is our toilet area. The lid does come off really easily. It comes all the way out so you can easily access and clean the toilet. But for everyday use, you would just lift up the seat and have a seat on a regular toilet seat like you would in a house. The toilet is a composting toilet. So the back of it is basically a bucket that we use the dirt to compost number 2. The front is a Johnny Compost urine diverter. You can buy those on Etsy and it fits perfectly into any 5-gallon bucket. The third compartment is a very good catch-all storage area. This is where we store our laundry, shower supplies, towels, but it's also our shower. The entire inside of this box is completely waterproof. We use Flex Seal everywhere, so all of the wood is protected. And then the shower pan just drains right out the van. We use biodegradable soap, and then we just magnet a shower curtain up to the ceiling, and we've got a great shower indoor.
Alex just talked about how we magnet to the ceiling. This ceiling is made of tin, which means it's magnetic. So you could put magnets up top and be able to hang your curtain from it and keep any water from hitting the walls.
In our last van, we had puck lighting, which we found was really harsh and bright on our eyes even when it was dimmed. So this time we decided to do recessed lighting behind the wood, and we love it so much.
Now the question is, where do we get our water from? How does it get hot? You have the propane to heat up the water. This piece just pops right off. We have the shower right here that will reach up and go to the shower area on this side, or you can take it right out the side of the van and have a nice shower outside. This unit is called the Base Camp Heater, and it's made by Mr. Heater. All you need to do is get a bucket of water, whether you're getting it from a lake or you're getting it from your sink. You can have a hot shower. Another secret storage nook we have is Paco's drawer. This little guy right here, all of Paco's goodies, from dental treats to coats. This stores it all. Since we have the swivel seats, we needed somewhere to be able to hang our feet and touch. So we needed a floor. So I built this floor right here, but there's a secret to it. You can pop this off. It's secured with magnets, and it's a shoe storage area. Done, just like that, she's back together. You can step on it, it won't go anywhere. Paco also likes to sit in his bed right in between us.
Every van needs to have a mirror in it somewhere. I found this one at Marshall's and I absolutely love it. The other secret of this wall is that our cell phone booster is actually hiding in it. We have the SureCall cell phone booster. This is part of a 3-step system. Half of it's in the front, the other half of it is on the roof, but this boosts our cell signal really well. We love our SureCall cell phone booster, but we also love to hide it. We also customized this storage area in the top here. We removed the factory liner and actually gave ourselves an extra 3 inches of storage, which is coming in so handy. These are full of things like big bulky sweaters and sweatpants, stuff that's not easy to roll up and fold away in the back clothing area. We were struggling to find a way to put up a curtain, and you really need a curtain, not only for privacy, but also for temperature control. If you're trying to keep the back area warm, you don't want all these windows sucking the hot air out of your van. You need to have a good thermal insulated blackout curtain in the front, but it was so hard to get a rod here because it's metal and metal. We actually found this rod, a friend recommended it to us. It was like $8 at IKEA, and it's honestly working out perfectly.
Just above the door area here, I used the light that was in the middle of the van. I repurposed it and I put it up inside the storage area, so that way every time we open up the door, we automatically get light. So that way we're not searching for a switch to turn on the inside lights. We have several things hiding up here. We have Paco's leash, we have bear spray, and then we also have our Pep Wave router. The Pep Wave has allowed us to go completely off grid while still being able to get service or pick up other Wi-Fi connections to be able to upload videos and be digital nomads. If you want to know more about the Pep Wave or the shore call, we actually made a video about it, about how to get internet on the road. Just above my head here, we have our ceiling fan, which creates so much airflow in our van. We don't have an air conditioner, so we need our windows open and our hatch in the back open, and we turn on a fan and the air is so great in here. The main reason why we decided to do one instead of two is because we wanted the hatch in the back. We wanted to be able to look out and see the stars at night, as well as be able to watch the rainfall from the sky and land on the ceiling. The fan also allows us to be able to exhaust the propane when we're cooking.
Back here, you'll notice that we have another huge table that we did the dirty epoxy pour on also. We really love this table and it's super sturdy, even though it's really large. We do need to find a better mount. This is our second mount. Both of them were garbage, so we're still on the hunt. If you know a table mount that would be good for this kind of pedestal style table, let us know in the comments below. The cool thing about this table is that it allows us to host so many people back here. We've had 6 people sitting at this table sharing food and laughs, and it's so nice to be able to host our friends when we're hanging out with our van clan.
See how much room there is? I'm sitting on all this side of the table and it feels like I'm miles away from Alex right now. Right above my head here, we also added this book nook. That way we could put extra books that we need that we could get access to real quick right above our heads. We originally had these books in a cupboard over here, and every time we would open it from being down bumpy roads, they would fall on our head. Our back doors actually have tons of hooks on them. These ones are just magnetic ones, so we could hang our hats up here, as well as we have all of our sweatshirts that we're gonna use on the go. We actually close these doors in with wood. They have Havelock wool behind them as well, so that way we could stay super insulated. And this wood is actually the same wood on the wall, just stained a little bit differently. So it goes really, really well together. The stain on the wall is a water-based whitewash, and this one here is an oil-based early American. And as you guys could tell, there's so much natural light coming in because we have this skylight. We really wanted the natural light so that way we weren't clicking on our lights all the time. Even on gray, rainy days, it still has tons of light inside our space. The great part about it is it comes with a blackout screen, which also has a reflectic on the top, so it's also insulating. And then on the other side, it has a bug screen. So when you pop open the hatch and you want to really get that airflow to come in, you have this bug screen here to keep any bugs out. I mentioned more clothing storage in the back, and we've got kind of 2 secret storage places back here. On the side of each of the benches is this kind of like oblong shape backer. So this gives you a nice backing to rest on. It also gives you a fancy place to put a cup if you ever wanted. And it's a huge amount of storage. Paco, you're in my way.
I was like, what are you doing? We have a clip on both the front and the back. And then you just open this up. And we have one on each side. The entire length of it is full of clothes. I have a whole one on this other side, plus like a quarter of this one. And then Frank has these 2 quadrants back here. And it's a very even separation division of assets.
Yeah, that's what it feels like throughout the whole van.
Yes, I have a lot more stuff than Frank. The other cool thing about this bench is not only does it come down to open, it also comes up to open this way, and then we can access different clothing storage and toy storage from the top as well. And on the other side, we actually have access to all of our electrical fuses, so that's really handy. If something's not working, we can super easily troubleshoot the electrical fuses, which actually just happened the other day. Turns out we blew a fuse on our water pump, so we just open the hatch, change the fuse, and we're good to go. Right here is our electrical control system. This right here is how we turn on an inverter, so that way we could have the 120. We have a couple of switches here. This one down here is for our pump. We have this is for our Pep Wave, and this one over here is for the shore call. Some more USBs here, and then we have a propane and CO2 detector down here at the base of the van. All of our batteries and electrical components are accessed from the back of the van. We have a 2000 watt inverter, 300 amps of lithium, a shore power plug, and a DC to DC charger, plus tons of super handy shoe storage.
Underneath my butt here is actually a 40-gallon water tank, which is a lot of water in a van. Alex and I could go about 2 weeks if we're using it for drinking water, washing dishes, and all that good stuff. Just underneath my right hand here, this is actually our diffuser for our heat. The Wabasco heater lives under this bench seat and is plumbed directly into our fuel tank. And we got it half price from the regular one, so you're definitely gonna wanna check out that video. The most important thing about a van is making sure that you use every little nook and cranny for storage. So underneath this cabinetry area, we have a toe kick area that has all of our cans, extra soda water, some chocolate, and all that good.
There's chocolate in there?
Raisins, sorry. That was chocolate. I was hoping it was chocolate. How about that?
This is all well and good, but you're probably wondering, where the heck do they sleep? Well, this table actually drops down and we convert the whole thing to a bed. I will be honest, we don't do it every single night. There's certain days where if we're traveling or if we're gonna be driving all day, or if we're just feeling extra tired, we'll just leave the bed up all day. No harm, no foul. But it's really nice to be able to host people and to have a nice dinner, or if we're gonna be working on our computers all day, to have the table and area just to spread out and enjoy our company. We don't really have anywhere to store all of our bedding, so we actually came up with this solution of a really cute basket. This actually holds an entire comforter, 2 sheets, and an extra pillow, a full-size pillow. Obviously it's poking out a little bit, but that's okay, because this is kind of cute. It just lives right under the table. It doesn't really get in the way. We use 2 sheets because we want to protect the cushions, because these cushions are also what you see every day when it's actually a couch. So rather than having a mattress cover on it, because that would take up a lot of room, we do 2 fitted sheets, 1 comforter, and yes, millennials did kill the top sheet. We don't need it. Who needs it? Who needs a top sheet? Top sheets are a waste of time.
If we are going to have company over, what we do is we take that bin and we just put it in the front seat. We're good to go.
We actually have 2 knapsacks that we use pretty frequently. We use them to take them into shower. We use them to store our computers. And there's nowhere really for them to live. So they just kind of live underneath the table at the very back, or out of the way until we need them. They are so handy that we just can't get rid of them.
One thing that we absolutely wanted in our second van build was a roof deck.
We were so jealous of friends who had like a rooftop lounge section, and so this time we made sure that our 390 watts of solar were confined enough so that we could have a great big deck area.
We never really saw them on vans, so we were like, we're gonna be one of the first people with it on a van.
And we've definitely utilized it many times to watch the sunset, to eat dinner up there, to just hang out with friends. It's a really cool additional living space and gives you a really nice vantage point to see the world from, rather than just your beautiful side door.
And we also have 2 longboards up there, so we could go skate around whenever we want. We have 2 swivel seats in the front, but realistically, we only use one of them. We use the passenger side. It really opens up the space a lot. We can swivel this one around about 3/4 of the way, and then we could also use that as a bed area if one other person wanted to stay the night. If we were gonna do it again, we'd only do the 1 swivel seat, and we would also do the low profile ones, because in the ProMaster, it lifts you up just enough to where it makes your viewing out the window, the front window, a little bit uncomfortable. Above our head here, we store all our hats and sunglasses and good things like that, so we can quick throw on a hat, throw on the glasses, and we don't have to worry about the sun anymore.
Moving to the outside of the van, we have a couple of upgrades we think you'll really love. First up, we switched to the KO2 tires, which have been so necessary on all of our off-roading adventures. And we have our sweet little F&A decal until we can do a bigger art project on all that white space. We absolutely love how our van build turned out, but the van doesn't matter. It's about the places you get to explore because of the van. This summer, we're exploring Alaska, and we're so excited to take you along for this adventure. To see how we built the van, click on this video right here, and be sure to subscribe for our twice-weekly adventures.